Hello, I'm Manny Bruno. I'm running for mayor of New Orleans. I'm number 19 on the ballot, and I've been known to be called the troubled man for troubled times. This is my third time running for the mayor of New Orleans, this great city of ours, and I'm hoping the third time is a charm. I hope you listen to what I have to say in the next 10 minutes, and maybe I'll encourage and invoke some issues that need to be dealt with, and we'll, invoke some conversation.
Sounds good. Well, speaking of which, we're going to evoke some issues. You said the troubled man for troubled times. Mm-hmm. You've been the funny guy.
Right.
Tell us, there's got to be a seriousness underneath all this. Why are you running for office, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I could say that I'm running for office because I love to travel, but that's being too funny. But at the same time, I've lived here now for, it's going on 11 years. Right. The first time when I ran, it was a humor-based campaign. Okay. I must admit that. Now, after Katrina, we ran again, and I tried to invoke some humor because I thought the city needed it. Right. Especially post-Katrina.
Absolutely.
And we got some, I got some points across that I thought needed to be dealt with post-Katrina and even before Katrina. Now, I'm married. I have a kid going on 5 years old. She's 5 going on 13. And I've adopted this city. This is my city. There's no moving away now. Right. 4 years ago there was a chance we moved. Even in 2002 I was thinking, I wasn't married. I was still a single guy. I could go somewhere else. But now I've taken the city. I
was not born and raised here, but I've been here 10 years, and this is my home now.
Yeah.
Talk to the value you think that brings you from as being an outsider coming in and viewing things. How has that helped you be mayor?
Well, I think because I was born and raised in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Spent pretty much half my life there. I lived in New York City. I've lived in the Midwest. I've also lived in the Bay Area. I see how city governments can work to produce, results. Exactly. Right. That's what I'm looking for. Results to everyday problems. I mean, be it just from potholes to corrupt judges or corrupt police department. There are ways to solve the problems. There's ways to solve blight. There's ways to stop drugs in certain neighborhoods. And I see the way it works, and I think I can bring some of that to the city of New Orleans. And like I said before, it's going to take pretty much just putting the gloves on and
right,
kicking some ass.
Yeah, sometimes you got to go get it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, speaking of which, I mean, tell us a little bit about what you believe is like one of the single most important things that you as mayor need to get done. I mean, what's one of those things on top of your list?
Well, I think the corruption. I think if you weed out and get rid of the corruption in this good old boy system, or the cronyism, whatever you want to call it, the patronage system, whatever you want to call it, if you weed that out and if you show the people that you're doing your job, that you're serious about getting this done, I'm not going to be in anybody's pockets. Mm-hmm. I said this in 2002 and it got a bunch of laughs. I said, I don't have any friends to pay off because really I don't have any friends. So I mean, if you show the people, it's leadership by example. Mm-hmm. And I think since I've been here and reading the history books of New Orleans and all that, I think it's just been going on for too long, and it's almost like the poor expect to always be poor. The rich always expect to be rich. Right. The middle class will always be middle class. And it can't be that way. In my administration, everyone will get exactly what they deserve.
Well, talk to that. Talk to fairness. I mean, how will you ensure fairness as the mayor of New Orleans?
Well, I think you ensure fairness by leading by example, and also putting your city employees from City Hall to the police department, to the fire department, to the guys who clean up during Mardi Gras. Everyone's on like a probation period. I'll prove to you that I'm serious if you're willing to prove to me that you're serious too, because it's a group effort. Nothing happens. I mean, you just don't get you sit there and say, I'm gonna wish for this. It's not Santa Claus every day. Right. And I just think, to answer your question, I just think it's about leadership, and it's about proving it, and it's about not backing down on your promises.
Agreed. Absolutely. Now, obviously, we represent a diverse audience with our media here. Talk a little bit about diversity and what it means to you, and anything as to how.
Well, diversity. When I think of diversity, when you think about a city, I think it means a melting pot. It's a melting pot, kind of like what our country's become. I mean, it's a huge melting pot. And my grandmother used to always say, you know, when she's making a nice soup or whatever, you know, you got to keep stirring it. You got to keep it not too hot, not too cold. It's like, because your belly's going to feel it at the end. So I think what diversity means is a melting pot, because we're all in it together. You know, and we've got to. It's almost in order to get community action going and all that kind of stuff, to move forward. I think what this city needs is kind of like a Peace Corps kind of thing, where everyone gives a little bit, and the return is going to be huge for them.
I agree. Yeah, well, great. We're going to go to our last question. It comes from our Facebook friends, okay? This is from Dewan Cooper Sr. It says, what are you going to do to make our city better?
Well, like I said before, what I've been saying this whole time is in order to make the city better, we have to start at the top. And I said before, and I'll say it again, for too long, it's the wants getting whatever they want, and the wannabes just getting nothing. You know, the people not getting what they deserve. Now, I also think you have to root out the crime element through education, through jobs, and that's a beginning. Now, I don't think this city, for all it has to offer with food and entertainment and the parades and the festivals, that's not a job that you can count on, that you can have a 401k plan with. You know, I think we need to bring a little bit more infrastructure with the job market, a little bit more, like Hollywood's coming in, the port, we need to use the port more. I just think because, you know, the rest of the country, there's 5,000 people getting laid off in Detroit. Well, because there's factory workers in Detroit, you know, or in California. But here, you don't see 2,000 waiters getting laid off. You know, because it's just that's our whole economy. Job market is waiters or bartenders. You know, you don't see that happening. I think we need a little bit something else than just to be known as an entertainment city. It's sad because I was one of those people who came down here in my youth and come and party and piss in the streets, puke in the gutter, you know, eat up all the food, and then take off. And like, hey, it's your problem now. Well, now I live here. No, it's my problem, and I want to solve that problem. All right.
Well, very good. Well, look, we've got about 30 seconds left, and I thank you for the interview. I want to give you an opportunity to just share with people who you are and to vote for you.
I'm Manny Chevrolet Bruno. I'm running for mayor. I'm number 19 on your ballot. I just want to say that if you want what's been going on in your city for decades and decades and decades, then vote for the career politicians or vote for the rich businessmen. But if you really want change, real change, vote for Manny Chevrolet Bruno, number 19 on your ballot. Thank you.